Yes, I can.
Okay, awesome. I'm sure you know what I'm going to ask you off the top. I mean, just how do you keep your confidence when shots aren't falling in the first half?
I don't know. I have the mentality of if I'm hot, I'm gonna shoot it, or if I'm not hot, shoot until I'm hot. So I'm just gonna keep shooting, and Coach Sobo doesn't sub me out.
When do you think you tipped over the line from not hot to hot in the second half? I mean, the second one you made, the third one you made.
I don't know. I was just trying to win the basketball game. I wasn't really thinking about it. I think that's what makes it easy, because it was just directed towards winning.
What specific problems did the zone give you in the first half?
I think we were kind of we were not moving the ball fast enough. We were trying to score in one particular way without moving the ball and looking at other options. And I think in the second half we did a better job of scoring in different ways.
Was that sort of the big message at halftime? Just, move the ball, take a little bit more time against the zone, probably.
Yeah, just making smarter decisions and keeping it up on defense, stopping their best scores.
Hey, Dora. Just wondering, you guys are having such an incredible season, haven't lost yet in the Big Sky. Is there something different about the team this year? Anything you guys are doing differently, or is it just working out this way?
I don't know. We have the same team that we had last year, so I think that helps. And I think it helps that we're such great friends off the court. And I think we just have fun playing with each other. It's just great chemistry.
After a win like this, what is the mentality going into Saturday's game, trying to play even better than you guys played today?
I think we just gotta win it with defense. We gotta stop number 53 and 3 and not let the other players also score a lot. I think it all starts with defense.
Thanks, Dora. Congrats.
Thank you.
You had a bunch of rebounds tonight too. I mean, how important is that against the zone to sort of get in there as a guard and rebound as well?
We've got to help out the post us as guards, as when we do that, and then that just helps out the whole team, and not letting the posts get 30 rebounds a game. I think like letting go some of their pressure for them helps out.
How do you guys deal with being on a winning streak like this? What's the mentality for you guys? Is it hard not to think about it?
We're happy, but we just don't want to be overconfident, and we're trying to balance it out where, like, not to be overconfident and then lose a game, and then that will crush us. I feel like we're happy about it, but we're just trying to play hard and focus on that.
Did you get in Diaba's ear at all? I mean, at halftime or in that first half when she was really struggling? I mean, did you say anything to her, or did you feel the need to go over to her and sort of pick her up a little bit?
The only thing I said to her is to play her game, that we need her. She's such an important part of our offense and defense. And you don't need to say it a lot to Diaba. Diaba's always locked in. It's just that we were optimistic with her, and when we know what plays she can make on both ends.
Awesome. Thank you, Dora.
Thank you.
Good shooting.
All right, good job. Yeah. Keep your Jimmy Johns. How's it going?
Good, Seton. How are you?
Good.
From your perspective, what did you want the message to be at halftime?
Yeah, kind of like Dora said, we were too stagnant, and not enough people are involved, and we're not moving the ball quick enough. And exactly like she said too, we're only looking at one thing instead of looking at a lot of different options. And so we kind of got stuck on something, and finally, some good outside shooting helped open things up for us and took some pressure off the defensive end, and we were able to play more free.
I assume a lot of that had to do with the zone. I mean, I assume you practiced against it. I mean, you prepared for it this week, but just what are the challenges of going against it, and why do you think it took you so long to sort of become comfortable against it?
Well, we haven't seen one in a while. We thought we were going to see some against Sac State. We saw a little bit against Northern Arizona, and we weren't even very good against their zone. And so it's been a while. So we're a little bit out of practice, even though we've drilled it really, really hard the last 2 days of practice. But it's just finding your chemistry within it. And it's a good zone. They're a good coach. They won a championship with that zone. You know, they're exclusively a zone team, and they're not as big, and they're younger, but still it's a good defense, and they're smart, and they know how to play tendencies within the zone. And it's a good defense.
What would you call it technically? It doesn't look like a real 2-3 to me.
Well, it's a 2-3, but they really bring up the forwards from off the baseline to help more on the wing. And their center does not leave the paint. The center is going to stay right in the paint, right around the rim. They won't come out to guard the elbow area. They won't come out and guard the short corner area. And so it's just something they've adapted, and they're trying to play passing lanes more than actually playing the ball or a player.
In the end, did you think it was a little bit easier to play against it, though, just because they don't have Stotler in the middle anymore? I mean, you've got the one post is so important for them, just sitting in the middle of the zone, and they still have a lot of height.
No, I agree. You know, that does make a difference. Again, I think it was this hot outside shooting that really made us relax and just play. It is easier maybe to go inside because Stotler's not there, but we didn't really do a great job of taking advantage of that. We did have some points in the paint, but it didn't come into just dumping the ball to Delaney or dumping the ball to Ellie. It seemed like every time we tried to do that, they deflected a pass into the post area. So we really didn't take advantage of it like we maybe could have. But again, they're smart and they're prepared for it. I mean, they stole those passes because they were able to anticipate them. And we just had to be a little bit more patient and make the easier pass.
Thanks, Seton.
Yeah, one second, guys. See, you had a strong defensive game tonight. For an opponent, 28 is a season high for turnovers, and you tied your season high with steals.
Yeah.
What contributed to that?
Well, I think they had maybe a couple extra turnovers in the first half than what they normally have. But then I think they were playing some younger, inexperienced players that kind of led to some turnovers and some travels and things like that. I think we're pretty scrappy and we work at it. But I don't think we can just take complete credit of it for it. But yeah, no, they're a good offensive team. They're definitely stronger on the offensive side than the defensive side. They're the number 2 3-point shooting team in the conference, and you know, they've got some weapons. They just need a little bit more experience.
Hey, Seton, you said after last game that you knew you guys could play better. You knew that wasn't their best game. Was there any adjustments made in the last couple of days, or did the girls just come out with a little bit more effort today?
I don't know if we necessarily saw it in practice the last 2 days, but in the game today, in the second half today, we saw it. You know, they put it in gear. I'd like to see us still practice a little bit better, but they're trying. I think their hearts are in the right places, and they're trying. Anything else?
A couple more for me then.
Sure.
I noticed you were, you know, right when you guys came out for the third quarter, I mean, you were talking to Diaba, you know, right up until basically almost the ball was put in play. What were you saying to her just before getting back on the court there?
Yeah, she didn't have a great first half. She took some tougher shots, and but what I told her was that, you know, in the third, going into starting the third quarter, I told her, look, you have to stay aggressive. You have to stay aggressive, but let it come to you. If you force it, it'll be turnover city, is what I told her. It's like, so be aggressive, but let things come to you. Don't press. And she's better that way when she's not thinking too much. I think everyone's probably a little better that way when they're not thinking too much.
Seemed a little bit more of her in the second half, either the pull-up or, you know, finding the pass rather than driving all the way into the zone. That was something you talked to her about?
Yeah, and that's just playing to her strengths. You know, like, go to the basket. You're good at that. You know, you create shots for your teammates when you can do that. And I thought her pull-up was really good tonight, you know, even a little better than average. A couple of them that she hit were tougher. A couple of them really challenged her balance, but she was able to knock it down. And yeah, it was good to see her get back on track.
How much do you have to, you know, talk to a team like this at halftime with it being a veteran team and sort of, I mean, like Dora said, I mean, she's going to keep shooting it even if she's not making it. I mean, just how low maintenance are they in situations maybe like you had at halftime?
Yeah, I think as coaches, we spend more time venting in the hall than we do actually talking to the team, you know, because you're right. You don't have to say a whole lot now. It's really small adjustments. It's talking about more strategy and a little bit about effort. And sometimes it's more of not even X's and O's. It's about positivity, effort, you know, being focused, you know, a little bit on that end, but they are a lot more low maintenance, you know, than a younger team would be. A younger team, you want to get into the locker room right away because there's 1,000 things you got to try to fix. But these guys are a lot easier. They know how to fix a lot on their own. I mean, while the coaches are venting in the hall, the players are talking. You know, they're talking about things that are going on. And because I always walk in and they're in the middle of a conversation about something that's going on or something to fix or whatever. And so, yeah, it's nice when they get older and they're smart, you know, especially like your Doras and the Steffies and Callies, you know, they're all smart, but those guys really stand out and they can fix a lot on their own.
How big was Steffi early? I mean, they kind of jumped out on you. She hit the three and then she was the one person who was kind of dicing up the zone with those inside passes. She was able to get it to the post a couple times early. Yeah.
This is one of Steffi's better games. She played pretty good in sack, but in terms of shooting the ball, she went 3 for 3, so that's a good percentage. Even today in shoot around, she started shooting it a lot better. But she is an experienced player and